I'm going to walk you through how to send your first email marketing campaign using the Arkesel email marketing platform. I'm assuming you already have an account with Arkesel. If not, check the description for a link to a video on how to create an account with Arkesel. Once you have your account and you log in, you are presented with this dashboard, which is the account dashboard, with links to all our services. You have the bulk SMS, USSD, email marketing, and voice SMS. Now, to get started, click on the email marketing link to open the email marketing application. A new browser tab will be open where the email marketing application will load. If it's the first time you're accessing the email marketing application, you have to select a package. Currently, we have 3 packages. We have the free version, we have the basic version, and we have the pro version. We have details of these packages on our website. For example, for the free package, you have 5,000 sending credits, whereas for the 75 CDs package, you have 1,500 Sansan sending credits. Now for this tutorial, I'm going to select the free package. I'll click on select. I'll be required to enter my billing information. And in this case, I'm going to enter the billing details of Arkesel. And then an address. So let's say 43 Boundary Road. Then select my country. In this case, I'll select Ghana as the country. Let's check if my phone number is correct. I'm entering a random phone number. So that is more than 11, so I take that out and click on Save. The next thing is for me to select the payment method. Now for the payment method, currently we have the option to pay with Paystack, which accepts Visa, MasterCard, American Express, and mobile money payment as well. Since this is the free package, I'm not required to make payments. So I'll select Paystack and click on Get Started. I'm automatically subscribed to the free package. You can see the details here. I subscribed today, January 12th, 2022, and my subscription will be due on February 12th, 2022. Alright, once you subscribe to a plan, you are ready to get started. The next thing that you need to do is to create a list. I will go to List, which is the group for my contacts. Currently, I do not have any list. To create a list, I'll click on the Create List button here and complete the form that I'm presented with. For my mailing list, I have to give it a name. I'll call it First Email Campaign, the name I want to give it. Now for the email that will be coming from, there's a feature known as Sending Identity, where you can only send emails from an email address that you've already verified. I'm using an account with the email address supportyarkesel.com. Now the more email addresses I've verified, the more emails I'll see in my list. I will take you through another video on how to create additional sending identities. So I'll select my sending identity and then the default name. That is the name that will be shown when a user receives the email. I'm going to make it Arkesel. And then the default subject, I'm going to make it Welcome. Now this is the contact information for the organization. What will happen is that when you are creating an email template, you can insert this information into the template, so you don't have to keep creating them all the time. For example, you decide in your footer you want to display your company's name, the address, and the phone number that your subscribers can reach out to. I'm going to make mine Arkesel, and for the region, I'll make it Greater Accra. Address, I'll make it 43 Boundary Road. City, I'll use Accra. And for the postal code, I'll use GA375. The country is Ghana. Now enter a phone number again. So the email address again in this case, I'll use info@arkesel.com. This is just for contact purposes. You can't send an email from the particular email address and your website's homepage. Now, the fields that have an asterisk, the red asterisk close to them, are those that are required. Address number 2 and homepage are not required fields. Now we have some additional settings here. For this particular mailing list that you are creating, if you want a subscription confirmation email to be sent to the users, you check this. That means that anytime you add a subscriber to the list, an email will be sent to them to confirm their subscription. So that becomes a double opt-in. It says, when people subscribe to your list, send them a subscription confirmation email. So either you add them or you have the form that they use to complete. They use to join your subscription list. There is also the option to send them a final welcome email after they have confirmed their subscription to the list. And then also you have the option to send them an unsubscribe notification when they unsubscribe from your mailing list. So depending on your preference, you can check or uncheck these boxes. I'm going to leave it at the default and click on Save. Once I have my list, the next thing I have to do is to import subscribers into the list or add subscribers. For this tutorial, I'm going to use the import feature. Now there's the option to add subscribers manually, but I won't use that feature. I'll click on this arrow here, which gives me a number of options, and I'm interested in import. We'll talk about the other features in another tutorial. Once I hit import, I have the option of downloading a sample file. I already have a sample file that I've populated with my contacts that I'm going to be using for this particular list. So to download a sample file, you click here to download a sample file. And once you complete or populate that sample file, you click on Choose and select your sample file. When you are done, you click on the Import button and wait for your import to be completed. My import process has completed successfully. I'll click on OK. When I go back to my overview, you notice that now I have 3 subscribers in my list. So the next thing you need to do after you subscribe to a plan is to create a list and then add your subscribers one after the other, or import them from a CSV file using the template provided by the system. The next thing you have to do now is to send a campaign. So to send a campaign, we click on Campaigns. I don't have any campaign yet, so I'm going to go ahead and click on Create Campaign. We have 2 types of campaigns here. We have the regular campaign and then the plain text campaign. With a plain text campaign, you can't include things like images or links in it. This is just normal text, similar to sending a text message, and you can't add certain rich media to it. But for a regular campaign, which allows HTML content such as images and links, you can include those there. And this is usually the most common type of email campaigns that you receive. Most of the email campaigns you receive in your inbox are regular campaigns. So I'll select my regular campaign. So the next thing I have to do is to select the list of people I'm sending it to. Currently, I only have 1. You remember I named my list First Email Campaign, and I imported 3 contacts into that group. So this is the name of the email. This is the name of the list, and this is the number of subscribers that I have in that list. Once I select, I click on Save and Next. The next thing I have to do is to give my campaign a title. So I'll call it Arkesel Tutorial, and then the subject. So you notice that the details that we provided when we were creating the list have been used to populate this folder. You remember the default subject was welcome and the from name was Arkesel. So if the subject hasn't changed, you just leave it at that. But if it has changed, you can change it. I can say welcome to Arkesel as my subject. The from, it's the same. And the from email address is also the same. As I mentioned, you can only send from an email address that you verified. Now the next thing is, okay, which email address do you want users to reply to? So in this case, I want them to reply to support@arkesel.com if they receive my email. We have additional options here. Some are advanced and we talked about in a different video, so I'll uncheck this. But if you want to track the open how many people open and be able to track how many people open your email, you leave the track open checked. You do the same for clicks to track the number of times people click on the links in your email. When you're done, you click on Save and Next. So the next thing you have to do is to create the email content. There are two options to do that. You can create from an existing template that we have in the system, or you can upload your own template if you have one. I'm going to go with the create from an existing template. We have a number of options here. I'll go with a blank one. I'll pick one that is very simple. Let me pick a pricing table, and I'll use the Email Builder Pro to complete my email content. This is the template that I am presented with. You notice there's an option to upload my logo here. There is the title, a description. And since it's a pricing plan, this is just a simple template. So you have free essentials premium, then the prices, and you can upload a picture here if you want to, and then any additional details, right? So there's the option to update their preferences in case they want to receive emails from you. Probably not all the time, maybe weekly, or unsubscribe from the list. So this is the template. So in this case, if I want to upload an image, I click on logo, and there's the option to change my image here. I can also edit the text here. So once I click on that area, it gives me the option to edit the text over here. So you can play around and edit the content to suit you. Once you are done, you click on Save and Close. So the next thing you do is to click on Next. You can also attach documents if you want to have documents attached to your email. If not, you click on Next. You can schedule the message, the email, or have it delivered immediately. If you want to deliver it immediately, you leave the date and time as it is. But if you want it delivered on another date or time, you can use the date picker to select the date you want and the time you want to deliver. Or leave it as the default because I want the email to be delivered immediately. I'll click on Save and Next. And this is a summary page for me to confirm all that I have done. So I'm sending an email to 3 recipients. The subject is Welcome to Arkesel. They can reapply to support@arkesel.com. I am tracking opens and clicks, and I'm sending it at 3:45 p.m. on January 12th, 2022. I can preview the email to see how it will look like. So this is how it will look like when they receive the email. I can also decide to send a test email first to myself to see how it will look like in the inbox before I go ahead and send it. Or I can go ahead and send it. Once I hit send, the system starts to send my emails out. So after a while, you can refresh the page. You notice now I have 2 out of 3 sent. And if I'm to refresh the page again, all my emails have been sent out. So it is done. And so far, no one has opened the email and no one has clicked. So I can click on the campaign to go and check their campaign details. You have all the reports here, the number of times it was opened, the number of times it was clicked, the email addresses that bounced, and the number of people that unsubscribed from your campaign list based on the email that you sent. You have your 24-hour performance here. The top countries by clicks, top countries by open. Then your subscribers with the most openings, and then the top location with the most open. So I hope this tutorial was helpful and that you have the information you need to send your first email marketing campaign using Arkesel. Thank you.